Uncle Scam was in Pennsylvania tonight to outline his fiscal agenda in front of a crowd at the Mount Airy Casino Resort. And what better place to unveil your plan for the economy than a casino? Would have done it at one of his own casinos, but he bankrupted them all.
And covering for this president is like putting makeup on a melanoma. Not only unsightly, but it's dangerous. I'd see that everybody's a hypocrite because everybody's imagined themselves standing there with his head. You know what I mean? I mean, maybe at least half the country.
Trump is furious. Hollywood is laughing, and you're about to find out why. Jimmy Kimmel and Jim Carrey just exposed something that sent Trump into full volcanic mode. And the details are so bizarre, you won't believe they're real. What sparked the eruption? How did Carrey turn it into comedy gold? And why is Kimmel enjoying every second? This video dives into the wild moment everyone's talking about.
I've watched some of the people that host. Jimmy Kimmel was horrible. And some of these people, if I can't beat out Jimmy Kimmel in terms of talent, then I don't think I should be president.
Agreed. I'm with you. I don't think I've ever agreed with anything more than that.
Hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power. We are fighting those same evils today.
Trump was gliding through his day with the confidence of a man who believes every mirror is legally required to compliment him. Everything was going according to plan, right up until the universe decided to flip the table.
We are parentless, you know, and we are babysat by the television. We're taught how to think by the television. That's the dangerous thing about what's going on right now. There are generations growing up right now who are learning to lie. That lying is okay. That this
kids say fake news.
That you're supposed to hate half the country. You know? And if anything, we've got to get back to a place where we realize that a vote is not who you are. You know, and because you voted Republican, you're not stupid, you're not different, you're not worthless.
Wait a second, loving the video. Let's make an official hit that subscribe button and stay tuned for more exciting content because the best is yet to come. Now, let's head back to the video. Somewhere in Hollywood, Jimmy Kimmel delivered a sly grin. Jim Carrey stretched his face into a shape that defied human engineering. And without warning, the comedic heavens cracked open. A roast began forming. A roast so powerful it could power a mid-sized city. And once it landed in Trump's orbit, the atmosphere shook.
Do you think he even knows I've never hosted the Kennedy Center Honors? Maybe he's confusing me with Queen Latifah. And as far as this who has more talent thing goes, it seems like he's challenging me to a contest, which, if so, I'm open to it. Let's do it. Let's have a talent competition. I'll come out, I'll tell a few jokes, I'll draw something, I'll play my clarinet, he can play golf, spank a porn star, and ruin a country. I'm kidding, of course. The truth is, Donald Trump is a talent. He's a very...
Started with Kimmel. Calm, cheeky, mischievous. He tossed out commentary that drifted through the air like a glitter bomb with a timer. Sparkly, subtle, and absolutely designed to detonate. Trump didn't know it yet, but that little comedic spark had already lodged itself into the gears of his peace of mind, preparing for maximum chaos.
To take credit for ending the Civil War, and then it was on. Tonight's rally was one of several he has planned. The reason he's out talking about the economy is because he wants to convince us that it's good, which it isn't, but we also don't know how bad it is because they stopped reporting job numbers. It's like if the NBA just quit keeping score. We won, and we won. Everybody wins until we get tired of all the winning. The good news is Trump says his tariffs are bringing in a boatload of money. The bad news is Pete Hegseth just bombed the boat.
Then Carrey stepped in. Carrey, who approaches comedy with the same intensity as a tornado, approaches a picnic. One moment he was normal. The next moment he transformed into an expressive human firecracker, blasting a technicolor portrait of Trump that absolutely refused to be ignored. Meanwhile, Kimmel quietly added another sprinkle of mischief. Nothing loud. Nothing wild, just a clean, sharp jab placed with surgeon-level precision. It landed with the elegance of a paper airplane and the sting of a dart dipped in sarcasm. The kind of roast that doesn't just hit. It vibrates through the air, rattling nearby furniture and making onlookers look around like, did the laws of physics approve that?
You need to be clear. Shamelessness is not and will never be a superpower. It is the mark of a villain. Kidnapping children is not what great nations do. Almost half of America at this moment believes there is a sinister deep state diabolically plotting to what?
The destruction continued. Kimmel nudged, Carrey blasted, and Trump? Trump reacted with the force of a man, discovering someone had replaced his reflection with a caricature drawn at an amusement park. Every dramatic impulse in his DNA was activated at once. His expression tightened, his gesture sharpened, and his annoyance erupted like a volcano that had been waiting centuries for a cue. This wasn't mild irritation. This was cinematic outrage. Outrage with lighting, sound effects, and a soundtrack conducted by pure disbelief. His reaction spread across the internet, so fast it practically broke speed laws. Kimmel's roast was a slow burn, the clever pressure point poke that made everyone lean forward. Carr's roast was a cartoon cannon blast that sent eyebrows flying. Together, without ever sharing the same stage at the same time, they created a two-comedian demolition team that didn't need explosives. Their words were explosives. Each time Kimmel delivered another sly barb, Trump twitched like someone had pressed a hidden button.
One of the speakers leading up to the president was State Representative Ryan McKenzie, who is best known nationally for listing his Tinder age as 29 when he was actually 37.
The president and his administration also went to work fixing all the conflicts, and he has resolved so many conflicts in a peaceable fashion that they just gave him the FIFA Peace Prize. How about that?
That's what you call a smattering of applause.
Each time Carrey unleashed another expressive comedy explosion, Trump's patience deflated a little more, like an inflatable tube man losing air in slow motion. Hollywood was laughing, the internet was cackling, and Trump was producing enough dramatic energy to power a nationwide soap opera marathon. The spectacle had officially become unstoppable. Every outlet picked it up, each retelling making the whole situation even funnier. Blog posts turned into comedic essays. Trump kept responding with dramatic flair that made everyone replay the moment just to catch the nuances. What made it even better was how unbalanced the emotional scales were. Kimmel and Carrey were having fun. Trump was having a meltdown spectacular enough to qualify for disaster movie funding.
We have a president who started out when the country was together and had a wonderful leader, and he is tearing us limb from limb.
Well,
destroying every institution.
Let's talk about this Donald Trump, even though we don't want to. Let's bring it on the panel for this.
He's a car salesman. He's a
con
car
man.
salesman.
Absolutely.
And he's, he didn't make America great again, but he did turn back the odometer. So who knows what the hell is wrong with us?
Every attempt he made to regain control only made things funnier. He tried to maintain seriousness, but the seriousness cracked like thin ice. He tried to project control, but control slipped out the back door. He tried to restore dignity, but dignity refused to participate in the scene. It was chaos wrapped in comedy, wrapped in outrage, wrapped in Hollywood-level absurdity. And as Trump's eruption continued echoing through every corner of the internet, the roasters moved on. The drama was addictive. The comedy was relentless. And Trump's eruption showed no sign of cooling, because this story was only heating up, building momentum, and rolling forward with a force of comedy avalanche that wasn't even close to reaching the bottom.
Very talented person. I mean, the man can sing. The man can act.
Excuse me, where's the lobby?
Down the hall and to the left.
Thanks.
He can dance. He does impressions.
Yeah.
He is athletic.
Oh, shake it.
And he's not only an amazing artist, he also is an incredible poet.
Trump's eruption didn't just linger in the air. It expanded, grew legs, put on tap shoes, and started dancing across every platform with the energy of crisis that absolutely refused to calm down. The man radiated outrage so intensely that satellites probably adjusted their paths. It was theatrical. It was volcanic. It was a kind of meltdown that future historians will have to describe using emojis, because English will simply not be enough. While Trump fumed, Carr's roast carousel kept spinning in perfect comedic rhythm. The moment Trump heard Kimmel's latest remark, his entire posture shifted. Shoulders rose, eyebrows narrowed. The man braced himself like someone preparing to catch a falling piano. Carrey didn't just add to the roast. He escalated it using a method best described as comedy possessed by chaos spirits. He jumped from expressive exaggeration to theatrical mimicry to emotional freefall with zero warning.
With modern times, he criticized capitalism without a conscience. And that's what we have now. We have capitalism without a conscience. He showed the common man being fed through gears of the brutal, dehumanizing industrial age. He took on the American right wing of his day, its worst evils: hatred of immigrants, contempt for the truth, greed, and the abuse of power.
Every motion, every inflection, every utterly unpredictable comedic transformation slammed straight into Trump's patience like a runaway shopping cart in a parking lot. Trump's reaction meteoric. His face went through more transitions than a slideshow stuck on fast forward. Disbelief, irritation, indignation, full body offense. The spectrum was incredible. You could practically hear the internal soundtrack, dramatic violins, pounding drums, maybe even a rogue trumpet struggling to keep up with. The escalation. With a tiny nudge, a subtle jab, Kimmel sent Trump spiraling again. Nothing loud. He didn't just roast Trump. He constructed an entire theatrical performance around him, complete with exaggerated gestures, emotional fireworks, and expressions that broke several unspoken biological rules. Each moment pushed Trump further into cartoon-level frustration, the kind that could fog glass.
Plan for the roof. Imagine that this went on and on for 10 years, going on 11 now. You'd strangle that person, right? This is exactly what Trump has been doing with health care.
We have no choice but to absolutely replace Obamacare, and we're going to come up with a much better plan. We're coming out with a health care plan that I think will be terrific. We're going to have a plan that is so much better than Obamacare. Secretary Alex Acosta just came up with a great health care.
The alternation became hypnotic. One roasted with mischief, the other roasted with momentum. Together they formed a roasting machine operating on renewable sarcasm. Trump had no chance of keeping up. Not when every dose of comedy ricocheted off him, like he was made of frustration-coated rubber. He tried regaining control. He launched into reactive declarations that carried the desperate energy of someone attempting to swat a wasp with a wet napkin. He waved his hands, pacing like a man locked in a room with a mosquito that refuses to die. But the harder he pushed, the funnier everything became. Trump stiffened, as if someone had poked him with a stick. Then Kimmel appeared again, radiating energy so intense it could recharge smartphones, and Trump, already mid-eruption, rose to new levels of animated disbelief.
The whole thing has brought back my 8-year-old self. It's been a gift from God. It's like literally like brought me back to 8 years old, where I used to sit in my room. Trump is toast.
I like that one. That's
Trump is toast. Yeah, man.
And so you just kind of digest the news of the day.
It's an affirmation.
I'm glad some good is coming out of this stuff. This is Robert Mueller.
Yeah, this Robert Mueller putting the squeeze on the president. Just to relieve the stress. You know what I mean? It's a stress reliever.
This wasn't just a meltdown. This was a cinematic breakdown with special effects. The kind of eruption that could have its own movie poster. Explosions in the background. A spotlight on Trump. Tagline: this time, the roast fights back. His indignation traveled through screens, spilled into living rooms, fueled group chats, and inspired threads, clips, and edits that the internet devoured faster than popcorn during a hurricane documentary. Meanwhile, Kimmel maintained perfect comedic contrast. Every move he made amplified the entertainment factor. His expression shifted with operatic flair. His posture tightened. His reactions inflated until they practically floated. All while millions watched, enchanted by the spectacle of a man who absolutely refused to let a roast simply happen.
Secretary Azar coming out an additional plan in a very short period of time. Wait till you see the plans we have coming out literally over the next 4 weeks. We're signing a health care plan within 2 weeks. A full and complete health care plan.
Just a yes or no, you still do not have a plan.
I have concepts of a plan.
First, I have to grab my P.F. Chang's out of the microwave, and then I'll have the whole plan for you. He's been saying this since 2015.
Social media lit up, not gently, not lightly, it burst into flames. Memes appeared so quickly that they practically materialized midair. Clips were edited, looped, slowed down, sped up, narrated, soundtracked, and remixed. Commenters wrote paragraphs analyzing Trump's every twitch like scholars breaking down ancient manuscripts everywhere. The roast-filled energy skyrocketed. Carrey unleashed a comedic facial transformation, and the internet lost structural integrity. Trump exploded again, and the world gasped with delighted exhaustion. The cycle was unstoppable. At this point, Trump's frustration was running on premium fuel. Each response added another log to the roaring comedic firestorm threatening to consume the timeline. The more dramatically he defended himself, the more material he unintentionally provided. His eruption had become self-sustaining, feeding off its own outrage.
America are misinformed. Reality shows have warped our idea of what a hero is, or what the truth is. So tonight, I'd like to dedicate this award to those who remind us of our virtues, who remind us of the truth. To Sir Charles Chaplin, who battled McCarthyism into exile. To Christopher Steele, who tried to pull a thorn out of the paw of an ungrateful beast. To Christine Blasey Ford, to Colin Kaepernick.
And Kimmel, he stayed smooth, smug, playful. He tossed jokes like skipping stones. Effortless, accurate, mildly destructive. Each one bounced across Trump's outrage with surprising distance. Carrey, meanwhile, kept intensifying. Every movement seemed designed to escalate the scenario. He bent reality. He stretched comedy. He weaponized exaggeration. Trump could barely keep up with the speed of the caricature forming around him. It didn't matter what Trump said, did, or insisted. The comedic train had left the station and was barreling down the tracks with enough energy to blow past the horizon. The story ballooned, inflated, eclipsed everything around it. Trump, for all his attempts to bring gravity back, only made the comedic universe spin faster. Every additional roast hit harder. Every new reaction soared higher. Every dramatic flare up deepened the legend of the meltdown. The world wasn't just watching. It was obsessed. The spectacle had momentum, personality, and its own atmospheric ecosystem.
Trump has promised to, he promised to fix the economy on day one. We're now at day 323 of a million, and it's finally starting to sink in. Nearly 40% of MAGA voters say the cost of living is the highest they can remember, and 76% of American voters have a negative view of how things are going financially. But that was a poll from those radical leftist lunatics at Fox News. That's not the White House they've been trying their best to pin the blame on Biden. Like this.
And Trump continued contributing flair bursts that ensured the narrative would expand without mercy. Kimmel's roast sharpened. Carr's roast exploded. Trump's responses fueled a comedy supernova. And the moment began evolving into something even bigger. A sprawling chain reaction of drama, comedy, exaggeration, and escalating absurdity. The internet prepared its popcorn. Analysts leaned in. Fans refreshed their screens. Commenters sharpened their keyboards because the roast hadn't finished tightening its grip. And Trump's eruption, it was still rising. The frenzy continued spiraling upward until the entire spectacle felt like a cosmic tug-of-war between pure comedy and pure outrage. Kimmel tossed in one last mischievous flick of humor that drifted across the digital universe like a spark. Carrey followed with final bursts of expressive theatrics, so exaggerated it could have knocked satellites slightly off course. And Trump, already mid-eruption, delivered one last dramatic surge that practically shook the narrative to its core. The eruption had run its course. The comedy had scorched every surface. The drama had painted the sky. And as the dust finally drifted down, one thing was clear. This was no ordinary moment. It was a full-blown comedic legend, finished yet still echoing.